So we wanted to basically conclude the testing with like a basically what Paul and I kind of discerned or learned from the testing, and kind of like an overview of something that we kind of didn't really think about. And one of the big things for me personally was that a professional driver does not improve his lap times as much as an amateur. And ultimately that's because a professional driver is already using most of the tires, like 98% of like what the tire grip has, without aero. And then with aero, he keeps that same 98%. So then you see that slight bump in lap times, or drop in lap times, where the amateur, because of how the car feels without aero, which is much more scary and loose, he might be using only 70% of the tire. And then as he throws on aero, he can actually bump that up to 80%. And we saw Justin drop his lap time significantly more. And that's something that I took away, which was kind of cool to me. And then let's hear what Paul says.
Yeah, and then I was looking at the data, and one thing that kind of made sense for what we were looking at is looking at Dan's data. It was very consistent. Professional driver, it makes sense. He can do consistent lap after lap after lap. He takes corner 1 the same, he takes corner 2 the same, 3 the same, etc. So every time he takes a corner, it's the same. So it's a lot easier to discern with changing parts on the car. If it goes faster, that's actually because the car is improved instead of the actual driver performance. Like with Justin, his laps weren't nearly as consistent, so it was very hard to discern like downforce data and then what's going on lap to lap, just because he'll take corners a little bit different, and it's just enough that it makes it really hard looking at the squiggly lines in the data of what exactly is going on. Dan was very, very consistent, and it was pretty easy to calculate actual downforce numbers in specific areas using the laser ride heights.
All right, guys, that finishes our test. Hopefully we'll be doing some more of this stuff with possibly the Supra, maybe the Porsche. Porsche. See ya.